So Real Madrid have gone big in the transfer window so far. They've just brought in Dean Housen, which yes, it's Housen, it's not Housen. We've been saying it incorrectly for too long, but either way, you thought Real Madrid were done. They signed Trent Alexander-Arnold, they signed Dean Housen, and now they're gonna sign a former Real Madrid Academy player, a former Manchester United player, in which he was underutilized in United, Alvaro Fernandez. Well, he currently plays for Benfica, and Real Madrid are interested in him. He has a 50 million release clause, which it looks like Real Madrid are not going to take that opportunity. It looks like they want to sign him for a cheaper amount. Now, quick detail, which you have to pay attention to this. Manchester United sold him to Benfica with a buyback clause, and it's a 50% buyback clause, which means they can sign him for way less than his current price, and that could fall in favor of Real Madrid, which we're going to reference that later in this video. So Alvaro Fernandez is 22 years of age, he's a left back, and he's a fantastic player. Defensive wise, I think he's underrated. He pocketed Lamine Yamal, he pocketed Michael Olise. These are two of the best right wingers in the world today, and the fact that he pocketed the both of them shows that he's good on 1v1s. And that's why you saw in the thumbnail the Yamal stopper. Maybe I'm being a bit dramatic there, but he did stop Yamal. And he did more than just stop him, he kept him completely quiet, which that is an insane thing to do. We know Lamine Yamal is one of the best players in the world, he's a nightmare for defenders, and for this player to keep Yamal quiet is a big step. Very big step for our future, and we have to sign him. Listen, when I saw that clips of him defending against Yamal, I said, bring this guy in. Don't waste time, don't let him go to another club, bring him in. But just because he defended against Olise and Yamal, it doesn't necessarily tell us that he's the best defensively. It shows that he's good on the 1v1s, he's a strong defender, he's not a weak defender, which you do get that defenders, and especially with fullbacks. Fullbacks in this day and age are not very strong. They're the ones that get bullied off the ball. But Alvaro Fernandez, I don't think is that player. He's very strong, and his attacking plays, let's get into it. Attacking plays is why this guy also needs to come into the club. Against Barcelona, this guy was doing insane stuff. He's by far very good attacking, and him as a wingback in Xabi Alonso's system would cook. It seriously would cook. And he's exactly what Xabi Alonso needs, because we know when he comes in, Trent is also gonna be on the wingback position. So Trent will be at the right wingback, Alvaro would be at the left wingback, and it would fit Xabi Alonso's system. But we do know that attacking left backs don't necessarily work in Real Madrid. And the reason why is, and this concerns me, he will work in the same spaces that Vinny Jr. works. And that does not work for me. I would rather have a strong centre back who can play at left back than a guy who's gonna take up the same spaces as one of our best players in the squad, Vinny Jr. But maybe I can be incorrect. Maybe, and I hope I am incorrect. But so far, whenever I see Fran Garcia, which is a similar player to Alvaro, when I see him play with Vinny, it's kinda awkward. It's like they run into each other, they work in the same areas, and to me that's too awkward. We need a player who will pass to Vinny, and then Vinny does the things at the left side. So the only negative I would see with Alvaro Fernandez is that he works in the same spaces as Vinny Jr. But the positives outweigh that, because good in attack, good in defense, pocketed Olise, pocketed Yamal. That should tell you everything. Bring this guy in. So the only problem is how the deal will be done. So I've heard of the suggestion in which Real Madrid negotiate with Manchester United and with Benfica. So how would this work? We mentioned the buyback clause in which United can sign him for half of his price. So Real Madrid can kind of negotiate with United, ask United, sign him for half of his price, and then we will buy him for 30 million. What does that mean? It means that United will actually be the main winners in this deal. That could be something they can do, or they could just pay the release clause for this player, which I wouldn't have a problem with that, but it looks highly unlikely. It looks unlikely. I don't think Real Madrid are gonna spend 50 more on Housen and then spend another 50 more on Fernandez. Because we know Real Madrid is a stingy club. They also want to sign a midfielder, which I've heard about Angelo Stiller. So Angelo Stiller, he looks like he's gonna be the midfielder that Real Madrid bring in. And he's also a good midfielder, also cheap. I think he's a perfect player for us to use in the midfield. And he was recommended from Toni Kroos. That should tell you what type of player he is. If Toni Kroos prompts you up, then you a big deal. You definitely are a big deal. But that is stuff I've been hearing for the future, and the future's looking bright. We signed Trent. Trent is a good wingback. Alvaro Fernandez also as a wingback, would also be great. Dean Huijsen as a centre back, also great. It looks like Real Madrid are not just buying big players for the sake of it. It looks like they were really basing their thoughts and their transfer policy on the future. And I don't know about you, but I am very excited for the Club World Cup. You know, I'm not excited for this last match. Watching this team play, if I'm being honest, it's not fun. It's not fun to watch Real Madrid. They play sloppy, and it seems like they are just waiting for the season to end. But now the thing is, we have two left backs. We have Fran Garcia and we have Ferland Mendy. Ferland Mendy is injured. Fran Garcia is still there. If we sign Alvaro Fernandez, that will be 3 left backs. And I don't know if that works, in my opinion. I would prefer 2 left backs. Sell Mendy. Like, I think there's a lot of dead wood in Real Madrid. Sell Ferland Mendy. Sell Vasquez. Alaba, I think we can still milk him for an extra year. And I've also been noticing the difference between Ancelotti in the team and Xabi Alonso in the team. Perez didn't want to spend money when Ancelotti was in the team. But with Xabi Alonso, he's going all out. He's willing to sign every player Xabi Alonso wants in the team. And I like it. I like when Perez does things like this. The last time I saw a manager bring in the players who he wants to bring was Rafa Benitez. Rafa Benitez, he brought in Mateo Kovacic, Danilo, Lucas Vasquez. He brought in so many good players, it's insane. And that's the same thing I'm seeing here. It's players that are not very well known, but are players that will be known in the future. But listen, I know some of you guys are going to be upset with the thumbnail, the Yamal stopper. Maybe that is too much, but it is what it is. It's exciting times to be a Real Madrid fan, and we can bring all these players in, but it's a matter of what will Xabi Alonso truly do in the squad. Because to be honest, I'm tired of getting done by Barca. I'm tired of this team losing to every single big club. It's frustrating. I want to see Real Madrid get back to where they used to be. I want to see the best team in the world. But that's my thoughts. Tell me your thoughts there in the comment section. But if you enjoyed, smash like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Peace out.